All right, everybody feel all right? Good afternoon. My name is Dwayne Dopsie. I'm all the way down from Louisiana, born and raised in Lafayette, based out of New Orleans. I've been having a band since I've been 19 years old. And I've traveled to 41 different countries. I've played a lot of the major blues festivals, folk festivals around the States, Europe, Brazil, Canada. And so we're here to talk about my music, Zydeco music. So Zydeco music has been around Louisiana for the last 120 years. Zydeco music was actually come from out the fields. It was what the people did back then. That was like sharecroppers, farmers. You know, they would sing songs in French, and they would have a party after the end of the day. You know, throughout like the week, and they'd call the shows they call the parties la la music. You know. So that everybody that was like a sharecropper, you know, would pick cotton, potatoes, whatever, they would all have parties at house dances, you know, and everybody would go to the house dances. And there was a guy there that was playing an accordion, smaller than this, but it was a 2-row, you know, had 12 buttons, and you know they would call it la la music, you know, but back then they would call it Creole music because the people that was doing the music back then was the black people, so they spoke a lot of French. They say, oh, t'as parti là-bas, oh yeah, ma pécouli danser chez, ma pécouli danser les Zydeco avec tout qui can, ma peut même manger. You know, you'd find neighbors, you'd find friends, but everybody was to these house dances, and it was always a guy you'd find with an accordion, or you'd find a guy with a washboard, you know, and they call it la la music. And years later, it mixed with the blues, and they call it Zydeco music because it's the same format, you know. If you know music, like, you know, the same kind of melody as blues, but the only difference, you're not leading the band with a guitar, you're leading it with an accordion, and you have a rubber player. So that's what the Zydeco was, you know, back then. And you know, it was only a few bands. Clifton Chenier was the most popular guy back then, and my father, Rocket Dopsie Sr., was another pioneer in the late 50s that took the music, you know, across Europe, Canada, you know, and spread the music because there was Creole people, spoke French, so you know they went to France a lot, and you know did a lot of shows like that. And you know, me growing up as a child, you know, I grew up listening to French music, Creole music. My mother and father both spoke fluent French and English, so that's where I picked up how to learn how to speak French, just listening to them. Because the French I learned in school, I couldn't learn that. You know, because I'd go home and I'd say, well, that's not what they say over here. You know, that's not the word. You know, but it was the French in France is real French. Our French is broken down from like the late 400 or 500. You know, so it's broken down French, but you know, it's all stuff that Louisiana people in the South could understand. So. Yeah, you're right. So you know, back then you know it was only the band was just an accordion and rubber player, and that's it. There was no bass, no drums, no, you know, guitars or nothing, just two people. So you know, and everybody had a good time. They would, you know, enjoy the food, they would enjoy the company, and enjoy what was going on. So you know, I'll give you a little demonstration of, you know, the kind of stuff that they did back then. So a lot of stuff back then was a lot of blues music, a lot of boogie, a lot of Creole music. A demonstration, a little Creole song is. I have something that I have called "Make You Wanna Dance."
I like this.
So growing up as a child, my father was Dwayne Dopsie Sr. I had a chance to, he had the opportunity and it was a very blessed time to be a part of that my father recorded with Paul Simon on the Graceland album. He did a song with Bob Dylan called Teardrops Fall. He also performed with Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, and also there's a video out there that's resurfacing again when I had a chance to play rugboard. Back then, it was in the 1980s. It was called the Dolly Parton Show. So we if you see somebody that's short, that's me. So I had a chance to meet all these great people and get to hear their voice and be able to watch my father work as a business person, not only just a father. And I took that away now, having my own business, that I use the same things. So that's basically it, and it's like I said, I've been having a band since I've been 19 years old. I'm 25 right now. Huh? Yeah. I mean, like, oh, you're 24? Yeah, you're youngster. No, be good. Does anybody have any questions?
Did you ever play with CJ Chenier?
All the time.
Yeah, is that Clifton's son?
It's Clifton's son. Yeah.
He's good.
Oh, he's very good. He's very good. Yes, sir.
Can we hear what it sounds like unamplified?
Unamplified?
Yeah. Plug it for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, the amp is just for volume.
No, I got it. But
Yeah.
it does have a little different tone.
Yeah, well, I mean, the tone is more full because it's, the pickups inside, so it balances everything out. But that's, like back then, they didn't use amplifiers. They just, had an accordion and rubboard and, they just went at it like that, But, years later, they put the drums, bass, horn in the Zydeco music. So, then the amplifiers and, and because, it'd be hard to play a festival with no, kind of need that. Yeah, for sure. Sure, yeah. My father recorded the song called "That Was Your Mother." So that was the song that he did with Paul Simon. That was my first time. I remember I was 8 years old, and Paul Simon sent my father a gold and platinum album. And I had never seen that in person, but besides like on the Grammys, people getting that, and it's still now. It's still there in my mother's and father's house. So, yeah.
All right, question, and you may have covered it, so I came in late. But when did Zydeco get started? Who was like the first practitioner kind of carved that?
Clifton Chenier. Zydeco got started when he mixed it with the blues because back then.
The guy named Zydeco?
Huh?
Was it the guy named?
No.
Chenier was one who.
Clifton Chenier was the first guy that did that.
Coined it. He coined that.
Huh?
He coined that term.
Yeah. Well, I mean, back then, the term is Zydeco means a snap bean.
Oh.
Yeah. So back then they would say Zydeco c'est pas salé, which nobody back then thought about calling that music after a snap bean. They just said, oh, ma piculi ton les Zydeco, oh, les Zydeco c'est pas salé, and it means no salt in your snap beans. It's basically people would be telling other people, oh, pas me tai di sel domo Zydeco, and then when he started playing, he called the music Zydeco, and that's been 100 years now. So when you say Zydeco, it's actually the can of green beans. So y'all eat Zydeco all the time.
I saw his son a few years ago up at the Lowell Folk Festival. Yeah, it was very cool, and there were 4 different groups that had accordions.
Yeah.
And they all met in a symposium to talk about it, and they were geeking over each other.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
They're all like, wow, you're the greatest. No, you're the greatest. It was this wonderful experience.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, do you think you're getting more audience up north, or do you just come up here, get out to eat?
Both.
It's hurricane season down there.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about the hurricane. I'm worried about the heat every day. Oh my God, the heat is so packed. It's bad, like very bad. So this is nice. This is very nice.
Are you playing anywhere else in the area while you're here?
No, we played last night another area. It was an hour away, so I did that. No, it was
an hour.
No, an hour away. No, we played in Fairfield.
Okay.
Fairfield, yeah. And I had the opportunity to have the biggest lobster roll of my life. I'm all about it because we get crawfish, shrimp, but and we have lobsters, but not like it's yeah, exactly. So I thought I was gonna get married last night. I said, I opened up that container and that thing looked at me. I said, ooh, Lord, be good. Anybody else?
Did you always know you wanted to be oh, sorry.
Go ahead, bud.
Oh, you
When did you know you wanted to lead a band?
when I first seen my father play, because I mean, it's not always set in stone that you're gonna follow your parents with whatever that you do, but the passion that my father had for what he did, every day, because it wasn't just something he did to make money to provide for us. It was his love, that was his happy place. And when I seen that, that's what I wanted to do too. And of course, then I wanted to follow in his footsteps also. So when I started playing this, I was 7, so I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was pressing buttons, I was hearing the other buttons, and I said, "Don't sound like that." So it took me a while to figure it out. And when I was 19 years old, when I formed my band, that's actually really how I got started. When I got my band at 19, there was somebody that entered me in an accordion contest. So, and the accordion contest back then in 1999 was to find an accordion player to appeal to VH1, MTV area, people, to let them know accordions could be cool. So there was an accordion contest in Branson, Missouri, and it was over 3,000 accordion players, and they narrowed it down to 5 people, and I was one of the 5 finalists. Oh. And I won. So, and I didn't know half of what I knew now, and I was 19, so I was just, I was dancing and everything, and but they liked what I did, and I gave them Zydeco music, and one of the judges was Lawrence Welch's son.
Wow.
Yeah, really. Yeah. So that really launched my career. Then I went on Good Morning America, went on CBS This Morning, and just recently, 2 years ago, I had a chance to perform with Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones. Yeah. So if you type in the 2024 New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, you'll see Mick Jagger, and I'm on stage, and we did Let It Bleed. Yeah, it was very nice. Very nice. It was good. So, it was all right.
Are you fluent in Creole?
On parle français. On parle Thai français.
Do you know
Toi?
where- No.
No. That's all right. Oh, yes, sir.
So with music like Zydeco, there's always keeping the history, but also adding in your new stuff. So how do you feel about like Zydeco, like Swamp Pop, and how that moves forward?
Well, Swamp Pop has been around for a long time. It's Swamp Pop to me is more like a spin-off of the blues. It's not really a spin-off of like Zydeco, because Zydeco is pretty much the only that and Cajun music is the only music that's out there that you can't go to a store and buy a music book and learn how to play the bass, learn how to play the guitar to it, or learn the accordion. Is something that you feel, something that you just know. So I would say Swamp Pop is more of like a spin-off of blues music. I mean, there's some great Swamp Pop bands. I love Swamp Pop, but I always tend to put more new stuff in my music, but I never get away from the tree. I might fix it up, but I'm not gonna get away from the tree. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Did you ever get to know Dr. John while you were there?
Oh, I did a lot of shows with Dr. John.
Any stories of him playing with him?
Oh yeah, I mean we did a lot of festivals. The last festival I did with Dr. John was actually in Leland, Mississippi. It was a Highway 61 Blues Festival. These are people that I grew up being around because they was friends with my father. From Marcia Ball to Dr. John to Alan Toussaint. All of these people. I was familiar with. Yeah.
Yeah. What a cool group of people to be around.
Absolutely. The best ones. The best ones. I did. Yeah, we did something with them last year in Georgia, and I'm doing the Big Easy Cruise in January, and they're gonna be on there again. Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
When you're done, do you put your hands in the ice?
Yeah. How's the arthritis?
No. I don't give up. No, I just. But I'm very careful. I don't. If there's a knife, no. Oh no, I don't. But and I love to cook. So, but I'm very careful. I'm very careful.
What is Swamp Pop?
What is Swamp Pop? Could you give an example of it? She's asking. She's never heard of it before.
Swamp Pop is you would have to hear it. It's like it's like music from the 70s, like Percy Sledge and stuff like that. But it's just Louisiana artists put their spin on it. There's no accordion, no washboard. They're just singers. But the singers are with a band, but it's not a occasional Zydeco band. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way I can explain it to you. Anybody else? Music? Got music. Everybody come and have it. They come to hear this how they go. They come to find some rockin'. They come to hear the get down. They all better go. Tell Harry's Creole boy, that's how they go. Everybody come and have it. They come to hear this how they go. They come to find some rockin'. They come to hear the get down. They all better go. The Harry's Creole man is how to go. I'm gonna pop it down here. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it. We'll see y'all at 5:30. Thank you.